Omoikkiri Dong was a variety news program that aired weekdays from March 2009 until March 2010. It ran for an hour in the mornings and featured a variety of Japanese talents and presenters discussing the news for that day. Due to its time slot, the show's target audience was housewives and other stay-at-home people. An incident in August 2009, however, made it the talk of the internet. On August 6, 2009, something terrifying happened as the show cut to its ending. This is how it looked on digital.
この放送はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
And this is how it appeared on analog TVs. Ni-chan users flocked to the internet to share their thoughts on the incident afterwards. One poster described it as like the croaking from Juong. Another thought their TV had broken. And yet another poster pointed out that the presenters looked like they were burning in radiation, before reminding people of the date. August 6th, the same day the bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. One poster, who watched the show live on an analog TV, mentioned how terrified they were when the screen seemed to suddenly short out, like an evil spirit had possessed it. Then they noticed what looked like a red kanji character in the corner of the screen, as the sound continued to buzz painfully. That character looked scarily like the kanji for shi, or death. This character isn't visible in the digital version of the ending, but by comparing the two, you can see where it comes from. The studio lights surrounding a large red pole to the left of the screen, once distorted, somewhat resemble the character for death. Was it a warning? Or simply people seeing things where nothing existed? Some posters speculated that it may have been a prophecy, warning that one of the presenters was about to meet a grisly end. But to this day, all of them remain alive, safe and well. But perhaps it wasn't for the presenters. One poster claimed that a friend of theirs who watched the program that morning went to the convenience store after to grab something to eat and was involved in a car accident. The accident killed them instantly. Of course, this is Ni-chan, so whether you believe that particular story is up to you. Another poster who watched the program live thought that they alone had been cursed, and they were shocked to discover that the apparently cursed images had been seen nationwide. People were scared, unsettled, and confused, but mostly, they had no idea what was going on. Over in the digital version of the ending, you can see the entire screen freeze except for two of the presenters, who seem to move freely of their own accord. Only these two members keep moving, despite the other presenters next to and even behind them remaining frozen, while a weird sound stutters in the background. Viewers found this just as terrifying, if not more so, than the analog version, simply because it was so unnatural. Why were these two presenters stuck in what looks like a GIF loop, while everyone else was frozen in a still image? So what happened? What was really going on? Were the presenters cursed? Did an evil spirit get into the wiring? It was, at least according to Nippon TV, the broadcasting channel, something far more mundane. They laid the blame with Yomiuri TV, the creators of the program that was supposed to air directly after. Normally, Omoikkiri Dong aired a preview for the show following it directly after it ended, but on this particular day, something went wrong with the cables, and the preview didn't air, instead causing what we saw earlier to happen. A fairly benign technical error, but one that resulted in something terrifying for those watching at the time. But was that really the truth? Some Nichan users didn't think so. To dive even further down the rabbit hole, one poster claimed that Seki Akio, also known as Mr. Toshidensetsu, or Mr. Urban Legend, wrote in one of his books that before a man-made disaster was to occur, people working at television stations were told to create noise on the screen, much like we saw here. This served as a warning to all who knew the signs, and to let them know to prepare themselves for what was coming. Shizuoka was struck by a large earthquake only a few short days later, but you'll probably have to dive even further down the rabbit hole if you want to explain that one as being man-made. This was also around the same time that the H1N1 virus was beginning to pick up strength, so there are all sorts of conspiracy theories you can connect it to, if you try hard enough. It's still a little difficult to explain away some of the strangeness of both the digital and analog endings, although there's little doubt that in the end it was just a technical error. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.